get out of here. So we went to my buddy's place. We loaded everybody up. My wife was there, had a bunch of girlfriends there. We had other friends we called. People were all in town to watch my 20th. And we busted out of there. Fast forward, we all know what happened, what happened in our lives, and how our world changed. General Myers, our 4-star general at the time, went to high school with my agents. He called and said, "We rocket go to the Middle East to see our men and women." I said, called Drew Carey, the comedian. Drew went with us, told some jokes. 7 days, a booklet about the size of my iPhone cover, military time. We lost one person when we were over there. It's really the only time I saw General Myers get upset. They dressed him down until the media knew that we went into Afghanistan and basically just bombed. But anyway, I met again. So if anybody, I had 5 uncles that served. I lost my oldest brother. He served in Vietnam, and so anytime, just like I led off with this speech in front of the guys. The Phillies actually have 1 or 2 guys that served, and now they're trying to pick up their baseball career. I mean, back in the day, Ted Williams and all these guys.
It was a normal thing back then, but
yeah. So anyway, it was an unbelievable trip. I saw people that again make me feel comfortable on center stage in front of 55,000 people to be able to do my job. That night that President Bush threw out that first pitch, I was in the bullpen with Small Stoudemire, our pitching coach. We turned around with the silhouettes. You could see about 14, 15 sharpshooters on top of the stadium, and it lit up like a beautiful strike.
Not today, friend.
The 2 stories you guys you may have heard them already. I'll tell you the 2 funny things. I'll regress here in a minute, but I knew we were really close with 41. I knew 43, but not as well as I did. We even called him Gampy. That's why he called the grandkids Gampy. Anytime I went to Kenny Bunkport, we got to throw horseshoes. I got the damn horseshoe pit in my house because of him. He sent out 30-page fast on mixed the clay with the sand. I mean, he's serious about his
HW.
Yeah, he's serious. 43.
Power weapons now available.
He's got the bulletproof vest under his deal. He wants to throw. I said, Mr. President, you're going to have to go out the door, go to the right about 100 yards. Old Yankee Stadium. We got close. And the batting cage is all the way down there. I said, Posada and Jeter and some of the guys probably down there doing their tee work or whatever they're doing to get ready, so you'll see them. He says, great. So he goes down there and those 5 or 10 warm-up pitches, realized he can do it. And then I wasn't there. This is the word I got. I think it was on a documentary. But he, on his way out the door with all the Secret Service, he stops. He sees Derek, shakes his hand. He says, "Derek," he goes, "any pointers?" And Derek goes, "Well, Mr. President, yeah, you can't throw from the grass, not the dirt. You got to get up, where rock is at on the rubber, and you got to let it fly from there." Mm-hmm. "Oh, hell, I can handle that. No problem. I can do that." And then he says, "Anything else?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "This is New York, Mr. President, and if you bounce it, they will boo your ass." And so he goes, "Oh, now I'm nervous." Yeah. So he told that one. I'll go back to my trip to the Middle East. This is what they all now. Again, I'm 6'4". They had 2 Marines as my bodyguards, and they were both 6'6". I look like no offense to punters in NFL, but I look like a punter standing next to these guys, and. So they had me covered. They said, when you jump in the crowd and you're signing for all our military guys, I'm going to whisper in your ear, you got 2 minutes to get to the chase vehicle. You got to get to the chase vehicle. No problem. And they both, so when I got to, we actually flew over on Air Force 2. Then when we got to Shannon, Ireland, we jumped on. They put me on a C-17 transport plane with 25 of the baddest ass Marines you've ever seen in your life. And these guys were getting on me because I had a second suitcase. I was like a chick. I brought my clothes, and I had a second suitcase.
Pack light, buddy.
Pack light. No, they're on me. So I told them I'm pretty finicky about what I eat. Plus, I got to be careful with seafood. With iodine in it, man, I look like a Balboa within cut me Mick. And but in the second suitcase, I had nothing but oatmeal, Cliff Bar. I had powder and granola. And everything, because the 2 times I played for Team USA, jumping here getting long-winded on y'all, but playing for Team USA, you know, I went over there, and a couple guys got food poisoning. We had to send them back, and I found like a Chef Boyardee for 2 weeks. I found like a Chef Boyardee spaghetti and a Diet Coke, and I lived off that for 7 days, 8 days over there during that USA game. So I was being careful. I'm not going to go over and get sick, and so I got all this stuff, and they were bitching and moaning to me about it. But I was teasing my agent before I went. I said, "Hey, I'm taking this extra suitcase full of stuff because I'm not going to get over there and eat a camel or something." Just mess with me. Funny, isn't it? Funny. So day 6, we're at this Prince's thing in Kuwait City. They cook 2 lambs in the ground. They bring them out. Now, I sat at a table with some of the guys I've gotten to know. I didn't want to sit at the head table with all their people and everything that was going on. But General Myers is up there and everybody else, and they go, "You're up here. You're sitting front and center with us."
At the table.
So I'm looking. They got a interpreter and everything, and they set the first plate, and there's pita bread, white rice, and I got a Diet 7-Up. I said, "Okay, this is what this is. This will be my meal." Out of nowhere, don't you know, they drop a baby camel. Baby camel. Hump, teeth, everything right here. And I'm like, "You guys are messing." Now I'm getting pumped.
Yeah.
I said, "No, you guys are messing with that." And I said, "I'm not getting that." Well, my agent had the guy. They cut into it, and we're not eating. The first cut into it by the hump, okay, it looked like Bernays was coming out of it. All right, I'm like,
Power
"You
rifles
got
have
to be
arrived."
kidding!" And they dug around with these big tongs, and then boom. Next thing you know, he pulled out some meat that looked like shredded pork, and he put the softball size on my plate, and everybody's looking at me. And these guys are like, they're all, and Drew carries it, and I pushed that around my plate for like an hour. An hour. I mean, I didn't care if we started a world war or something. So. And then Drew's girlfriend at the time, she was dipping into my stuff, and I was like, "Yeah, y'all are bitching, getting on my ass for bringing this." And
now you want my oatmeal.
Yeah, now you want my oatmeal. So anyway, that's my. But anyway, if anybody out there and you guys know, if you served or anybody has served, I friggin' tip my hat to you and say thank you. It doesn't go unnoticed. We do a help and a hero deal where. We're building 100 homes for our military men and women that served for us and gave the ultimate sacrifice. And we got Johnny Rose from Bass Pro. He's playing a big role in this for us. So again, I thank you.
No, what a great story. By the way, I watched that thing. I'm sure you saw Jeter's Captain documentary. I thought it was really good. And there was a whole section with you in it.
Oh, yeah.
The whole 9/11,
Yeah.
George Bush. That was interesting to watch that. Obviously, you forget sports. If you're a fan of the sports, like we are, you look at it from our lens. Your lens is different than ours. We're watching you. But when you saw that, you're like, I totally forgot. Can you show the first pitch when he threw President Bush's first pitch right there? Yeah, take a look at this.
An absolute perfect strike. He's got a bulletproof vest on underneath this jacket.
Let the audio.
That's a strike.
Let's hear the audio.
Look at that. How great was that? How great was that? I'm out in the bullpen right there and watching it. That stadium lit up like a Christmas tree.
By the way, that's one of the greatest first pitches a celebrity is thrown at a game with all the pressure.